Whenever you have the scenario given to you that some letter is a constant, like in this case C, that's basically a giveaway sign that we can use the slider feature in Desmos. We're actually going to look at this with two different approaches, but let's start with the slider approach. So we'll go in and keep in mind whichever one's the constant, yes, we'll type that in as that exact letter that they give us. But the other letter is really the variable, which we need to represent as X. Otherwise, Desmos won't recognize it. So I'll press Shift 6 to do the exponent, type the plus C. And then at this point, when it gives you the option to add the slider, notice if I just put equals 0 and press enter, the slider feature goes away. So I'm going to go back. I'll either click here or press enter. Either way, I'm going to have to go back and put equals 0. And then since it gave us the two solutions as t equals, and we replaced t with x, let's go ahead and type in x equals 3/2. And then I'll press enter and do x equals -7/2. Now, we can see in purple and black, these are the solutions. And then in red is the actual function here. And notice when I move the slider, my goal is to get the red to line up perfectly with the black and purple because they say those are the two solutions. So I'm going to move this until it lines up. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to maybe zoom in a bit, go over to one of these, zoom in a little bit further. And notice if I go a little more, so -6.4, I'm off. Even -6.3 is off. So I know it's somewhere between -6.2 and -6.3. I could type in -6.25, so it's exactly halfway, and I can see that's the right answer. But even if I didn't do that, let's say I was just here, I could then go to the answer options and say, well, I know that the answer should be negative. They all are. That doesn't help. I can tell it's 6 and some change, so it's definitely not going to be 1. I know that these ones don't make sense. 4 goes into 121 way more than 6 times. 4 goes into 729 way more than 6 times. So if I really wanted to make sure, I could type in -25/4 here, and I can see it's -6.25. Makes perfect sense to me. So that makes C the correct answer. Now, in case you're curious of another approach, and potentially maybe an easier approach at that, what we could do is we could say, you know, if they gave us at one of the solutions, in this case they give us both, but let me go ahead and click the gear icon, click delete all, and I'm going to replace T with, let's say, 3/2. I could have done the same thing with -7/2, but let's just do 3/2. And then I'll do, let me get out of here, going to the right, I'll do +1, close the parenthesis, squared. Now, instead of pressing plus C, because of the fact that I plugged in one of the solutions, and now I'm trying to figure out this unknown to give you 0, we're really now treating it as if it's X. And I'll put equals 0. So we're figuring out what value for X, previously C, makes this a true statement. And then I could go here, and I actually see the answer pretty easily. I click here, and I could see it's -6.25. I can press this if I want, type -6.25, and come up with as a fraction. So that gives me the answer pretty quickly. And notice the same thing would have happened if, let's actually get out of here, and replace the 3/2 with -7/2. Same exact idea. And regardless of the approach that we take, we're going to get that the correct answer is C.